Regeneration does not require God's approval. It's simply a law of physics. And your next life? It's already predetermined. You won't reincarnate as some rich heir. You'll always come back as you, living this exact life all over again. Back in 1890, Poincaré used mathematics to tear open the truth behind reincarnation, the path of every atom in the universe. In a finite space, there are only a finite number of possible configurations, just like a deck with only 52 cards. No matter how you shuffle it, if you shuffle long enough, the same arrangement will eventually appear again. And the universe works the exact same way. As long as time keeps stretching on, every atom will eventually return to the exact position it's in right now. Scientists even calculated how long that would take. It's 10 to the power of 10 to the power of 56 years. How massive is that number? Well, the universe is only 13.8 billion years old. And if you start counting from the birth of the universe, all the way until every star burns out, every black hole evaporates. You still wouldn't even reach the decimal point of that number. But it's there, waiting, like a cosmic photocopier calibrated down to the atom, ready to print your entire life, word for word, moment for moment, a second time. But the scariest part isn't the repetition, but the real horror is that you'll never know how many times you've already lived this loop. Because every time the universe resets, your brain is rebuilt exactly the same. Every neural connection, every memory slot, every tiny spark firing through your cortex as you're watching this video right now, all of it will be copied again in that unimaginably distant future. That sudden inspiration you think you just had, you've already had it countless times across countless past universe. Your memories just get wiped clean every cycle. This isn't a new beginning. It's a one-man show with no audience. You are the actor, and you are the script. And this play has been performed more times than you can imagine. So here's the question. Why do we assume the atoms must return to their original positions? Poincaré's answer is colder than you think. He turned to probability. Imagine the universe as a sealed box, holding 1082方 atoms. Every one of those atoms making 30-40 cumber random movements. Every second. It looks chaotic, but at its core, all of that motion is happening. Inside a limited, finite space, all those atoms, they can only form a limited number of arrangements, just like a deck of cards. Sure, there are 800 kablelis penki bilionas, 107 kablelis penki bilionteshe, 240 kablelis 8 billion possible shuffles. A mind-blowing number. But still, it's finite, and time is infinite. So if you keep shuffling long enough, every possible order must repeat, including the exact arrangement happening right now. And here's the creepy part. Poincaré Recurrence isn't some mystical force. It's just what probability demands. The universe doesn't need to remember the past. It doesn't need guidance, doesn't need intention. When possibilities are limited and time never ends, repetition becomes destiny. It's like throwing 1,000 dice into a box and shaking it forever. Eventually, there will be a moment when every single die lands with the same face pointing up. Not because the dice want to, but because if you shake long enough, every outcome happens. But hidden inside this idea is a massive paradox, one that has tortured physicists for over a century. Back in 1865, the German scientist Clausius. In 1865, the German scientist Clausius proposed a law that feels utterly hopeless, the law of entropy. He said that in any closed system, disorder can only increase. It can never return to a state of order. A cup of hot water will only cool down. It won't heat itself. A broken glass will never repair itself. The dead will never come back to life. Entropy is like a one-way street in the universe. Always forward, never backward. Einstein called it the first law of science, arguing it was the universe's most ironclad rule. And that brings us to a dilemma. Poincaré says atoms will return to their exact positions. Entropy says disorder only increases. One law predicts the universe will restart. The other predicts it will run down and die. So which is correct? The answer, both. But the truth is even more despairing. Entropy governs the macroscopic world. On the timescales we can perceive, disorder indeed only increases. Your room gets messier, your body ages, the sun dims, the universe grows colder. All of this is real, and it's irreversible. But Poincaré Recurrence talks about microscopic probabilities on a timescale so long it loses all meaning. Even the most chaotic state has an incredibly tiny chance of rearranging itself back into order. How tiny? If we imagine the age of the universe as 1 second, Poincaré Recurrence would take 10 to the power of 10 to the power of 43 seconds, a number so unfathomable it's almost meaningless. Scientists have mapped out what happens during this time. About 5 billion years from now, the sun will run out of hydrogen fuel and expand into a red giant, 200 times its current size. Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, all will be swallowed by its burning outer layers. 12 billion years from now, the sun will shrink into a white dwarf, gradually cooling into a black dwarf. Over the next 10 trillion years, stars across the universe will fade, one by one. The night sky will grow darker and darker until the last star dies. The universe will be plunged into eternal darkness, leaving only black holes. These black holes will continue to devour all matter, merging into ever larger black holes, but even black holes are not eternal. According to Hawking's 1974 discovery, they slowly evaporate, emitting energy through a quantum effect called Hawking radiation. A black hole with the mass of our sun would take 10 to the power of 67 years to completely evaporate. And the largest black holes in the universe would take 10 to the power of 100 years to fully evaporate. When the last black hole finally disappears, all that remains are thin, scattered photons. As space continues to expand, these photons will grow colder and more diffuse, approaching absolute zero. The entire universe reaches complete thermal equilibrium. No energy differences, no change, time loses all meaning. This is the heat death of the universe. And Poincaré recurrence, it can only happen after the heat death 56 years later. A time span so vast, even the word eternity falls short. But the astonishing thing is, Poincaré recurrence isn't just theoretical. In 2018, a research team at the University of Vienna actually observed this phenomenon in a quantum system. Using lasers, they cooled a cloud of atoms to near absolute zero, then let them move freely inside a closed chamber. At first, the atoms were completely random, disorder increasing as expected, perfectly following the law of entropy. But the researchers patiently waited. After roughly 0.3 seconds, the atoms spontaneously returned to their initial arrangement. Disorder decreased, entropy dropped, defying the second law of thermodynamics. This experiment shook the physics community, proving that Poincaré's prediction from over a century ago was indeed correct. Given enough time, a closed system will return to its initial state. In quantum systems, enough time can be less than a second. On the scale of the entire universe, that enough time is a number humans cannot comprehend. So what does this mean for us? If Poincaré was right, every choice you make right now, every person you love, every mistake you've ever made, every joy you feel, every pain you endure, will be replayed exactly the same in that unimaginably distant future. Not similar, identical. Even the exact angle your finger slides across the screen while watching this video will be perfectly replicated. The cruelest part, you can never escape this cycle. Because if you could, it wouldn't be Poincaré recurrence. Every struggle, every effort, every thought you've had about changing your fate. It's already written into the universe's script. You think you're making choices, but you're really just following a predetermined program. In 2010, physicist Sean Carroll wrote in, "From eternity to here, Poincaré Recurrence is the universe's greatest joke on humanity. Time isn't a straight line. It's an infinite loop. We think we're moving forward, but we're really just spinning in place. And we can never sense this endless repetition. Yet perhaps that's the point. Time stretches so long, longer than the age of the universe, longer than the lifespan of black holes, so long that even the word forever loses meaning, that it stops mattering. For you, living in this very moment, feeling love and pain, whether this recurrence will actually happen, is no more real than a fictional story. Maybe what truly matters isn't whether this life will replay, but how you live right now. Because even if it repeats countless times, you will only ever experience this one moment. And this moment is your entire universe.